Jon, your first game as interim manager under the belt. What are your immediate thoughts after that one?
Thanks, Luke. Yes, very proud of the team. I've just said in there to them, I'm gutted for them. We've not picked up all 3 points with the performance we put in, especially second half.
What do you think was so strong about the performance today? What do you think the team did well?
I think the togetherness, the plan we put out against how I thought they would play. To the left first half, we gave the ball away probably too many times, which is obviously they countered on us and they counter really well. But I thought that once we got hold of the game, especially the latter part of the first half, that's when we created the chances, and we've had 3 glorious chances in the first half to probably go on in front. Yeah, they had a couple at the post, but we had better chances than them once we got hold of the game.
You mentioned it there, a tricky start to the first half, but a few good chances to level the scores towards the end. What did you make of the opening phase?
I think there was a bit of nervousness to start with, and the shape, and I thought how they played, they didn't do anything different, but they caused us a few problems where their strike dropped in. But once we adjusted it and we got on top, and then they had to worry about us, and we managed to get in behind and create space in the width in the areas because they play quite narrow, and that's when we took advantage of them and we got in behind them.
What were your instructions going into half-time? Obviously, Wies grabbing an equaliser shortly afterwards. So what did you say to the team going forward?
Well, I said at half-time, I said, we're very much in the game, and the way we finished it, and I said, by the way, we could have been 3 goals better off to probably their one or two. So I says, we're definitely in it. I says, you should be proud of that, but we can do better. So we tweaked it. Midfield just needed to get a little bit tighter and balance off against each other, and the wide boys knowing when to tuck in and when to keep the width. And when we kept the width, it caused them problems. Our 2 10s, I thought George Hoddle in there with Mitch caused them problems, especially second half, because they were able to get down the sides and run in behind, and Sean led the line well as well. So that's where we created the problems, and Mitch's goal was fantastic, and the effort he put in to get there.
You mentioned it there, Hoddle taking on a slightly more advanced role today, and he caused quite a few problems for Yeovil down that right-hand side. What was your thinking for that one?
George is a very intelligent young man for an 18-year-old. He could probably play in goal, but seriously though, he's obviously bring Ben back in, just give a bit more stability with our 2 pivots with Blackie in there, and I knew he could play high because he loves to run and he's got the biggest engine in going. So if he can run beyond and Mitch does it, I think it would cause him problems, and it did second half.
It was an end-to-end game throughout the 90 minutes, especially towards the end of that second half. Is that the sort of game that you predicted going into this one?
I thought it would be a little bit because we're going to play. I thought we would dominate the ball, and the stats will probably tell me that later. But they had probably more in the first 20, and we had more in the second. But second half, I think we've really controlled the game, and they looked tired in the end for a full-time outfit. I thought the way, and I mean the boys are obviously really tired in there, but it just shows you the effort you put in. And if you look after the ball, the opposition have to run, and they have to work hard to look after us.
Going up against a team that are full-time and have had such a strong campaign so far, have you had to adapt the approach to the game going into this one?
Not for them. I said obviously it was going to be the biggest crowd, but they should use that to our advantage, and more importantly, enjoy it. And I thought they did. They used the atmosphere. I thought that the crowd, once we got into the game and equalised, and then they really got into the game. And going down the hill, they sucked us down there. And yeah, how the ball's not going in at the end there, I don't know. But I'll look back on that one.
Obviously, it's difficult to ignore the news in midweek with David's departure. How have you found it taking charge on short notice?
Well, yeah, it was short notice. Obviously, David and I have got a great relationship and become very good friends in the last 15 months working together, and yeah, off the back of what the team done and we've done as a collective, he's got the move to go into full-time football. So yeah, I said to him obviously, and he's very emotional, and I was and sad that we've departed each other, but fair play to him. It'll go on to it, and yeah, we'll decide what we do with here. But the team is no different. We didn't play any different because we did it the same. We do it the same way. So there wasn't going to be anything major change what I had to do with them, and the boys bought into it, and there's nothing different in the dressing room. So it's more of the same, I said to her, and they did just that.
Perfect. Thank you, Jon.
Thank you.